Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I was going to say my nursery, but it actually isn't my nursery. The babies are set up in my workroom again because the light's so good in here. I think as summer starts to come on, it will change, and I'll film more back in their little play bedroom. But for now, seems to be a pretty good spot. So hello everybody, you have to excuse my voice before I even go any further. I've got a strange voice. It's just, I'm not sick, I've just got a funny throat. It doesn't hurt, it's just strange. So anyway, it still works, and I hope it's not too irritating to listen to. When I went to work on Tuesday night, it was more problematic than it is now, but no one said anything on the phone, so that was a good sign, because normally I can't even get away with the smallest cough. If I do a little cough while I'm on the phone, the person on the other end says, "Oh, are you okay? Do you need a break?" And I just say, "Oh, it's just a tickle, it's gone now." But, I don't usually get away with much, so that was funny that when my throat was really odd, no one really commented. Maybe they just thought I have a really weird voice, and that was the end of that. Anyway, so you're looking, as usual, at Pippa and Jonty, and it took me ages to decide what to dress them in. And I think mostly it does. Sometimes I have an idea of what I want them to wear, and then sometimes I don't, and I just have a vague notion and take it from there. But you know that baby clothes are my weakness, and so I have a lot of them, and it takes me ages to decide what they're going to wear and to choose some lovely outfits. It's actually, I just love doing it. I love looking at their clothes and going through them. It's really great fun. I wish I had a whole other room just for baby clothes. I suppose I'd fill it up pretty quickly, but I've got them very organised in tubs and hanging. So it's really, I love looking at them. And today I decided that I would dress them in these little bodysuits. They're the same, except the frill collars are different colours. Pippa's has got a blue trim on the frill collar, like a blue lace trim, and Jonty's is a grey and white lace trim. I have, so they're actually both gender neutral, because I love blue on girls, but they could have worn them either way. And over the top they've got little grey, beautiful, very fine knit cardigans, my favourite things, the very fine knit cardigans and jumpers. And they're both grey. I think they're the same grey, but they're a different design. So Pippa's has got a little basket weave design on the front, and the sleeves are in garter stitch, and she's just got 2 buttons on hers, whereas Jonty's is like a big boy cardigan, I beg your pardon, and it's got 2 cables, a little cable down each side, and then 4 buttons to do it up. But I left it open so we could still see their bodysuits. And each baby is holding their beautiful Miola teddy. Well, one's a lamb. Pippa's is a lamb, and it's on a stick so she can hold it. And Jonty's is a bunny with really long ears. And they've both come from Suzanne of Suzanne's Babies. She sent them for the babies. I think she sent them for me, but I'm very kind and I'm sharing them with my babies. So they're probably really mine. But because I've got such a big heart, I'm letting them have a turn. Aren't they gorgeous? And of course they've got their joy bubble between them, because it's a beautiful day today, and the babies are happy. It's, what day is it? It's Thursday, and the sun's shining very brightly. I've got a big load of washing out on the line. It's cool. The last 5 days have been like proper winter temperatures. It's only been about 17 degrees each day, which is our normal kind of winter temperature. And it's so strange because today's the very last day of August. So as far as the calendar's concerned, we start spring tomorrow. And all of a sudden the weather decided just to show us what winter is really like, because we've somehow avoided it all this past season. So it's actually been lovely, cool and crisp and sunny and just gorgeous. So that is today. Now I know what I want to tell you. I want to report into you all about my foot. And I went to see the specialist, the rheumatologist, on Tuesday morning with Jen, and the appointment, I didn't have to wait. It was really pleasant and easy, and the rheumatologist was a lovely person, and we talked a lot, and it turns out she lives just a few streets away from me, which was funny. We got onto that subject because in her rooms I was expecting that at last I would find a doctor that had now how would I electrical examination bed that could move up and down to let the patient, to lower it for the patient to get on it and then raise it up so the doctor's back is just at the right height. But it wasn't, and it was a solid timber one with drawers underneath it and a small little step stool to get up onto it, which I actually can't do. I can't do those things. So I said to her, I really expected I would find one of those electric examination tables. And she said she's been trying to get one for so long, but that she rents the rooms from an orthopedic surgeon of all people. And so I guess he's operating on the days that she uses the room. But it was just, of all people, an orthopedic surgeon not to have a bed that goes up and down is just, to me, it's mind-blowing. And it's a battle that I know a lot of people with disabilities have been struggling with and trying to get changed for ages. It's because it's just quite crazy. It's crazy for everybody. So a fixed bed is not the right height for every doctor. It's certainly not the right height for many patients. And I just can't see why in this day and age these doctors who make, well, a fair amount of money can't invest in the correct electronic bed. Anyway, so sorry about that. Goodness knows why I got onto all of that. That was really just the beginning of my story, and what I just said to her was that I've been on the access committee of our local council for over 15 years, and every now and again this issue comes up. And so she said, well, she understands, and she's been trying so hard for ages to try and get one of those beds fitted into that room, but so far no luck. So she was really good and looked at my foot. I just extended it out onto a chair in front of me, and she pressed it all over the place very gently, and I knew what was coming when she got to the spot. Anyway, she was really good, and she did get to the spot, and I ended up on the ceiling, and oh my goodness, it hurt so much. And really it's not just one spot, it was about, in a very small area, but around one place. And she waited for me to come down off the ceiling before she checked the rest of my foot. And then she had a good look at all my CT scans and ultrasound scans, and she wants me to go for an MRI. So I've made that appointment. It's on the 8th of September, which I think is that a week today? Maybe it is. Yeah, I think it's a week today. But strangely, it's at 8 o'clock at night. The radiology clinic stays open, obviously some evenings and also at weekends. So, but I took that appointment thinking that someone can easily come with me then, and parking will be quite simple. So that's why I grabbed it. So after that, I have another appointment with her back on the 19th of September with the results of that. And she's thinking it's either a fracture because I now have osteoporosis just in my left foot from having a stroke and not using it, not weight bearing and not moving it around. So that's a problem. So it's either in the joint, so arthritis in the joint, or it's a fracture from the osteoporosis. It's one or the other, and the MRI will show clearly what's going on. So I'm looking forward to that because I'm still in a lot of pain and very weary from having pain, and I don't like to complain about it because, even though I am, because it's only a foot. I keep saying it's only a foot, and it's only pain, but it is tiring, and it just has made everything difficult, and I'm seeing dirt around the house that I don't like. But I'm just trying to avoid using my foot as much as possible, which is really all I can do at the moment. It's what she recommended, because normally in my position she would suggest a moon boot or a rocker shoe or crutches, and I can't do any of those. So she said just try and keep off it as much as you can, which is really what I've been doing, but still trying to live a bit of a life. So I haven't shopped for ages, and things are getting a bit, last of this and last of that. But one of my daughters said she would go and do some shopping, and I know I can do online shopping, but I really don't like it. They don't always have what I want. They don't always have the sizes that I want, and anyway, yeah, and I need all sorts of things, fruit and veg as well. So one of my daughters will go and do that for me. So that'll be good. So is that all I need to tell you about my foot? Oh no, it isn't. I have a story to tell you because Jen came with me, and when Jen and I are together, we laugh a lot. It's just everything seems funny, or I don't know, we're just on the same wavelength. So it was a bit like that, and I drove us, and we got there really easily. It was just in the next suburb from me, in a big local shopping centre. And so I parked the car, no problems, and we walked across the mall to a little arcade, and it was up in a teeny weeny lift up onto the second floor. So there was a lady already at that lift, and the doors open, so she hopped in, and I noticed that she was carrying a bag of results, the same as what Jen was carrying for me. So I thought, oh, we might be going to the same level. And we were, and just as the doors were starting to close, I heard someone calling out, hold the lift. So I pressed the door open button again, and in squashed two more people, a husband and a wife team. And they squashed in. It was really very cosy. And we got in and the doors closed, or everyone was in and the doors closed. And Jen turned and saw her reflection in a mirror which was on the back wall of the lift, and she sort of jumped and said, oh my goodness, like that. And she went on to explain why she'd said that. She said, I just looked in that mirror and there was a really old lady looking back at me, and I realised it was me. And so we were all laughing, and she said something else funny, I can't remember what it was, but we were all, squashed together and all going to the same place. So it was like instant connection between us. And so Jen just kind of, I don't know what the right word is, kind of battered the lady on, not battered, but battered the lady next to her, just on her arm, like, isn't that funny? And, that's me in the mirror, that kind of thing. And the lady said, oh, like that. And then we noticed that on her arm, she had, underneath her clothes, there were lumps of, like, machinery kind of stuff, attachments on her arm. She had 3 of them. And she said, oh, and Jen said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. What have I done? And the lady said, I've got some stitches there and they're coming out today. And Jen, so we were pretty mortified. Absolutely mortified, but inside we could see the funny side. Not that we hurt the lady, but just that of all things to do, of all the things to do, and she had to be right next to Jen. So it was really funny, and of course we all then had to walk into the same office. Luckily it was gigantic. There were 3 big long desks in there, and the lady who we'd just punched in the arm went to one desk that was right at the extreme left-hand end of the giant office, and the place where I had to go was at the extreme right-hand end. So once Jen and I had sat down, we had a bit of a laugh about it, but Jen felt terrible. I said, it's okay. It was a normal thing to do. You didn't know that her arm had had surgery and obviously was still healing. So that was really funny. That was good fun. And then I went into my appointment and came out, and Jen and I went and had coffee and toast and sat for maybe a couple of hours just talking and laughing and having a good time. But it was funny, even in the cafe, because Jen and I like to have a large coffee, and we both like it super hot. So it's always an issue about cups. If they have mugs, it's okay, but if they have those cups that are like bowls with the top that's really open, they get cold very quickly. So if they have those, we tend to go for a takeaway cup, keeps the coffee hot for longer. So Jen was just showing me there. She went up to the counter to put our order in, and she was asking about the large cups, and she just picked one of them up to show me, to bring it over to show me that it was what a large cup was. and I could see what was happening. Behind the counter, one of the girls who works there was getting really stroppy at Jen. "What are you doing? What are you doing with our cup?" like that. And so I just signalled that, I nodded to Jen that I understood that that cup was no good, and she said, we do takeaway, and I said, yes, let's do that. So the woman was still remonstrating with Jen, the thief, thinking she's stealing one of the cups, which, I mean, seriously, would anybody in their right mind do that? I mean, it was just so silly, so silly. Anyway, Jen had already said to her, "I'll just show my friend the size of this cup," but she obviously didn't hear Jen or didn't pay attention. So that was, we got a bit cranky at that. But after that, the other girls who helped us and served us were all very nice, so that was fine. It was just really funny to think that somebody would think that anybody would pick up a cup and steal it. Like, why? Anyway, so that was funny. That was in the coffee shop. And then after all that, I dropped Jen home and I came home. So it went well. And then I went to work in the evening. So it was all good, and I'm still waiting to see what exactly is wrong. But I think next Friday night I will, I won't know, will I? But at least I'll have the MRI, and I'll know definitely by the 19th of September. So that's something to look forward to. Hopefully it's all better by then. That's what I keep thinking every morning. I wake up and I think, oh, maybe it's all better. But not yet. It's been about 9 weeks. So, yeah, we'll see what it is. But it all went well. And I think maybe, is that all I want to tell you guys? I think it might be, because that's enough. I set out to make a really teeny-weeny video, but it's not a teeny-weeny video, of course. But I hope you've enjoyed looking at my 2 babies. Oh, I can tell you about my beautiful little girl, Indy. She's coming on fantastically. I'm doing her hair now. And once that's done, I'll show you what she looks like, and then I'll start Atticus. So I'm very excited to start him too. But she's just looking gorgeous. So you'll see her soon enough. Maybe I won't come on until she's done, or maybe I'll make another video in between. I'm not sure. Not tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to a dog club meeting for the whole day, because we have workshops in the morning. And then guess what, guys? It's the AGM, and I will be finished being president. I've done 3 years now, and I've come to the end of my term, and someone else is taking over. So I'm I've really enjoyed it, and I will stay on the committee so I can, still have input and make decisions and things. And I'll only be the vice president. I won't be the president anymore. So it's going to be a bit different, I hope. I hope that I'll have less responsibility. The girl who's taking over was the principal of a local high school, and I think she finished 2 years ago, and so she feels she's got time. She was the president of another committee somewhere else, and that's just finished. So she's very kindly said she'll take this one on, which, it's really fun to be the president of the dog club, but it's a very big job. You get constant phone calls and emails and things to deal with, and people to handle, and all of that stuff. But it's been really, really good, and I've got to know everybody so much better in the last 3 years. I've been a member for, I'm not sure, 12 years maybe, something like that. Oh, here comes a cough. Now this is just to tickle everybody. Hang on a sec. There we go. That's better. So I'll say goodbye, I think. I hope, of course, all of us are thinking of Holly and her family and everyone in Texas, because it's so horrible and so dramatic. But I heard on the news this morning that Bangladesh and even parts of India have got terrible flooding, really, really bad flooding. So it seems the storm, I don't know if it's the same storm, but those people are in desperate trouble as well. So let's hope that everyone is safe. Let's just hope that it works out okay. It's just, weather can be such a scary thing. It can be so beautiful, but also so scary. Oh, I know what I can do. Seeing as I've taken up so much of your time, I'll just take up a bit more. I've got a card over here from my darling grandson, Oscar. And it was for my birthday, and so I thought I'd just show you. I'll put it in front of the baby so you can see it. There we go. It's got another exclamation mark over there. Let me see if I can move it back a bit. There we go. Isn't that just stunning? Look at those gorgeous, funny people he's drawn around there. Isn't that fabulous? I'm sorry it's moving, but I'm leaning right forward so you can see it. So that, there we go. That was my birthday card from Oscar. And it's actually a drawing that he drew, and his school turned it into a card as a fundraiser. I'll show you this, what it says on the back. Well, no, I won't show you, that's boring, you don't want to know. But it's his, made by his school, so it's glossy and it's lovely. So that's my clever boy. He did the most stunning, he was here making the most stunning watercolour painting here when he was here the other day of a rabbit. And if he brings it over next time he comes, I'll photograph it so I can show you, because it's just amazing, like truly amazing, this child. Anyway, I think that's all I want to say. Just that one other tiny weeny thing, and that's that I found a beautiful little eggshell in my back garden on the ground, where a little tiny baby bird had come out of it, and I could see the little hole that was pecked in it. Let me see if I can just grab it and just show you tiny fragments of the shell now. But I'll show you. It's beautiful colour. It's like that duck egg blue with streaks of sort of brown on it. Let me come in the front there. I don't know if you can come on camera. Let's see if it will focus. There it goes. And see the little pecked hole? That's where he started pecking with his little beak. It's really struggling. It can't decide what to put in focus. So I hope you can see that. That's just a little bit of it. I'll show you on my hand. It's tiny. I love, oh, that's so annoying. Look what the camera's doing. Anyway, I love birds like lots of us do. I always have, ever since I've been very little. I've always watched birds. But I love their eggs as well when you're lucky enough to find one in spring. But this little baby bird hatched early because we didn't have a cold winter, so I hope he survived. I don't know where he is. I don't know what sort of birdie he is. But I've had that little eggshell probably for about a week. And it was quite warm when he hatched, but then it turned cold, so I hope he's alright. I hope his mummy's looking after him, or his daddy, in his nest, and I hope he's safe up there. I haven't heard any little cheep cheeps, because normally you hear all cheep cheep cheep, because they're hungry all the time, aren't they? Keep their parents busy. Anyway, so that really is all I have to say. I'm sorry I've talked for so long, but I haven't been on for ages, and it's lovely to talk to you all and just give you updates and fill you in and show you my two darlings, my Pippa and Jonty, looking so beautiful. And I've noticed that when I pose them, I often lean Jonty towards Pippa, and she's more, excuse me, she's more independent, and she kind of sits up more straight and keeps herself to herself a bit more, and Jonty tends to lean into her like that. I don't know why I do that. Interesting, isn't it? Anyway, there they are. They're my babies, and I hope everybody's okay. Hope Holly and her beautiful family are okay, her little grandsons and all those animals. I wrote a quick comment on her latest video, and I said her house is like the ark now, like Noah's ark, with the animals and the people and the flooding all around. So I hope everyone else in Texas is okay. And thank you all so much for coming to see me today. It's been lovely to welcome you here, and I'll see you soon. So everyone, take care, be kind to each other. See you soon. Bye bye.